chickpeas, boiling 2 eggs for my daughter and I.
More. Okay.
Now you can put it on your plate. It's clean.
Oh yeah. Bed, bed,
Oh, what a mess.
bed, 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 bed. Oh no, gee. Oh no, gee. Oh no.
Oh. I'm going to make today soup, tomato soup with meatballs. It's something that I first learned in Belgium. When I came in Belgium, I've never heard of tomato soup with meatballs. It was for me something very new. But I've tried it. My mother-in-law made it. My husband ate it always like this. And I've tried it. And it's really good. It's more a type of French way of making soup because of the soup is called velouté. You blend it. In Greece, I was used on, in Greece we make a lot of fish soups, yeah, chicken soup, but we don't blend anything. We just eat it like this. Now this one is a tomato soup with meatballs that it becomes like this type of velouté texture. So right now I'm making the meatballs and I've used 300 grams of minced meat. So now I'm gonna roll my balls, and you wanna roll the balls very tiny, like not like the typical meatballs, like just because they go in the soup. We want them tiny, like this. They are tiny. So I've added a quarter of a teaspoon of garlic powder, quarter teaspoon of onion powder, same with salt, quarter teaspoon of salt, and one egg yolk, the yolk only, and quarter cup of breadcrumbs. If you have your own breadcrumbs, you can totally add your own. But this time I had store-bought, and I'm going to make my soup in my homemade broth that I just made yesterday. I'm using my crock pot to make my broth. I find it's the slow cooking of your bones. It makes it so much more nutrient dense than just cooking it for 2 or 3 hours in the stove. And I've seen people making it leaving it the whole night while they go to sleep on the stove, but I'm not very comfortable with doing that. Please let me know if I'm not alone. I'm also not very comfortable of leaving my crock pot overnight. So I just started it in the morning, and by night my broth was ready, and it will make a delicious soup. But other times when I just don't have broth on hand, I use a cube, a bouillon cube, and I just dilute it with water. And I also use a bone. Here we have soup bones. We call them soup bones. So they're bones used to make broth. But if I haven't made broth that particular day, I will use just a bone in my soup, just for that added nutrient in there. So I'm going to roll my balls, the meatballs. And now this is a process that takes some time, so I'm taking advantage now that my daughter is sleeping. You actually want them to be good, that you feel in your hands that they form good like a ball and that they don't fall apart. Because if they fall, if you feel like they're not rolling well into a ball and holding their shape, you can just add more breadcrumbs. Otherwise they will fall apart when you boil them. Once I'm done rolling them, I will boil them first. I'm gonna get my soup going, and when my soup is blended and finished, then as last I'm adding my soup balls in there. Instead of boiling them, you can also just brown them in the pan with some butter or oil. But my husband is very particular and he likes soup. He prefers it the way he knows it, the way he grew up eating it. And my mother-in-law always boiled the meatballs, so that's what I'm doing. This is my broth. This is the fat on top that you see. And I'm gonna use 3 carrots, an onion and half, 2 garlic cloves, celery. I had this leftover tomato sauce, and I'm gonna use this time canned tomatoes, 2 of 400 grams. I do use canned ones for my soup, just because I find that we like it as a family more, canned tomatoes. But you can definitely try in the summer when the tomatoes are nicer. You can definitely try fresh. I'm gonna give it a go again in the summer, because I tried it last year. Just didn't have quite the same taste as the canned ones. We have a compost bin outside, and it honestly saved me. I really like just not tossing all of the scraps in the bin. I just love it when you just put them in your compost, and then a year later or so you have beautiful compost to put in your garden. I know for people without gardens, we don't even have a biggest garden, it's just a small garden. My daughter plays out there. She wants to be out there all day when it's good weather like today, and I can imagine if you don't have something like this, it can be miserable inside just an apartment. Sometimes I will add in my soup pepper, like a red pepper. It gives it also a very nice sweetness to it, to the soup. But today I'm just gonna not do it because I don't have a red pepper in my fridge. Also leeks, but again I ran out of leeks, so we're using what we have. Sometimes I will run to the store and buy what I don't have, but today I was like, okay, I'm not going to the store just for a leek and a pepper. I have everything that I need. It will be fine. I'm going to add the meatballs now. My broth is boiling. And I will let them boil up until they come on top. I always like to brown my vegetables first. Slightly. I'm going to use this liquid for my soup, and if I need more, I'm going to use from my broth. Now for my spices, I'm going to use ginger and sweet paprika, a quarter teaspoon of each, and I'm going to use a half teaspoon of salt, about a tablespoon or 1 teaspoon of sugar, because I like to cook, when I cook with tomato, I always add sugar just to balance the acidity out. I'm going to cover it, let it boil, and then I'm going to put it all the way on the softest. I'm adding some whipped cream in my soup. I think we're good. I wanted my soup to be blended and ready, and then I'm adding the meatballs. I've been blessed to have fresh olive oil straight from my house. My mom sent it to me. My mom sent me from Greece. 17 kilo of 17 kilo, yeah, of fresh pressed olive oil from in front of our house, from the island that I come from. And it's honestly, it's just, look at this, so golden, so nice, so healthy. I'm going to pair my soup with the bread that I just made in the morning, sourdough. I always like to cut slices so that they're ready to go. And it's gonna be delicious with our soup.